Hello, everyone. Can you guys hear me? Let me post a comment. Hey, who's here? Loco, Lucifer, Leon, Sidhu, Dria, Gaming Entertainment Overloaded, Sakti, Harsh, Ayush, Kushal, Nimit Jain. How you guys doing? Good to see you. Tell me about yourself. Tell me which city you're from. Tell me, tell us a little about yourself. Introduce yourself. It would be great to get to know about you. So, welcome everyone to this masterclass on game programming. I've had a lot of masterclasses on game design, I've had masterclasses on game art, but today is special because we're actually be going into programming, and we have someone very capable and someone very competent who's going to be taking this masterclass. Not going to be me because I'm a designer. I can't write any code. I suck at coding. I'm a designer. So there's someone who is here who's going to be taking the class. So great. Tell me about where you guys are from. Yaman is from Pune. Sakti is from Chennai. Leon is from Chennai. Flybird is from Hai. That was a joke. So tell me which city you're from. All right. Good to see you guys. And without too much further ado, we shall get started. Okay. So let me add Anshul to the stage. Hey, Anshul, how are you doing?
Hello. Hi. How are you?
Good. So, guys, here we have Anshul. Anshul is the mentor for game programming in Game2maker and specifically for Unity. He's a very experienced programmer. He's making his own game. He also works, and he has been with Game2maker for quite a while now. And you have to see some of the amazing work that the students have done, and it's all because of the mentor. She's a senior mentor. We also have another mentor who's a more junior mentor. So today, now, what is today's masterclass all about? Now, the thing I want everyone to understand is fundamentally, see, everybody starts learning. People who are interested in programming, most of you, let me know. You guys are probably, you've done your BTech, you've done your CSE, you've been in college, you learned some Java, you learned this, you learned that, maybe you learned some C++, and now you're interested in making video games. Now what a lot of people do, they just go straight to YouTube, they go straight to Udemy, they start watching some tutorials, they start making some games on the basis of those tutorials. They know a bit of coding, they learn a little bit of Unity, they watch some tutorials, they make a game, and then at the end of the day they're like, okay, I'm a game programmer. And then they start looking for a job, and then they don't get a job, right? And they're like, what the hell happened? How come I'm a game programmer? And this this podcast, this today's live masterclass is to tell you, basically give you an introduction to game programming. We talk a little bit about engines, we talk a little bit about what it means to be a game programmer, and also what Anshul is going to tell you is that he is going to tell you about how to become a professional game programmer. Now, what's the difference between someone who's just learned some stuff from the internet by watching YouTube or by watching Udemy, and what actually does it take to become a full-on game programmer? Because game programmers, there's a huge demand. Every day I have people reaching out to, hey, I need a Unity programmer, I need a game programmer, and people are willing to pay really good money, right? People are willing to pay excellent money, even for freshers. But I'll tell you what the problem is. The problem is competence and skill. Everybody thinks they are Unity programmers because they learned some stuff from the internet. Yes, we have Unreal as well as Unity. We have two separate programs. Today's Unity. Hopefully, this month or next weekend or the weekend after that, we're going to have an Unreal class as well. But this one specifically is about Unity, but we will be talking about Unity versus Unreal. So there's going to be here something here for everyone. So anyway, that's enough from my side. Now I'm going to buzz off, and I'm going to leave you guys in the capable hands of Anshul. So thank you so much. See you guys soon. Let's go. Oh, by the way, everyone here, subscribe to this channel because this is going to be happening a lot. Okay. So if you want to keep in touch with what's going on, you want to learn more, firstly, subscribe to the channel right now, right? Because we'll be having a lot more of these podcasts, a lot of live events. You'll be getting a lot of knowledge and information and mentorship from these classes. Next up, Discord. Join our Discord. Join the G2M Discord channel, and also follow me on Instagram, because Instagram is where you get a lot of really useful content on careers and stuff. Also memes. You'll get lots of cool memes there. So if you're not following me on Instagram already, follow me right now. All the links are in the description of this video. So thank you so much. Take it from here, Anshul.
All right. Thank you, Love. Hi, guys. First of all, everybody. Hi. Good morning. Happy Sunday. How everybody is doing? All right. So let's start. A little bit about me. I would like to start with a little bit about me and a brief introduction. So I am Anshul Gupta, and I am situated in Bhopal. I am a Unity mentor at G2M, but I also do a full-time job. I have been working on Unity since 2020, and yes, so uh, I have been worked on hyper casual games. I have worked on pretty much all kind of genres. So I would like to drop my portfolio link for you so that you guys can visit. Talk. Uh, okay, so I've dropped my portfolio link. You can check it out, and you can see the variety of projects I have worked on. And again, it's my personal portfolio. So apart from jobs, I also do a lot jobs. So there I have worked on different kinds of more games. And so yeah, so this class is all about a roadmap of game dev, how an ideal roadmap should look like, what's the structure, what are the fields, and also what are the career opportunities as a programmer in game industry. And later on, we will see what's an uh, course look like and what topics should be included and should be there if you want to be a Unity wizard. And then we will see some projects of our G2M students and we will then take the questions. All right. Sounds great. Shall we continue? Any questions for me? Let's hear it from you guys. Shall we start? Any questions? Okay. So I'm gonna put in my screen. Yes, limit. We will take all the questions at the last. First, let's start it because this question, it is better if I first show you and then you would already like, answer yourself. Then. Okay. Your answers will be, your question will be answered in the whole session. Okay. So, hello, Dark Knight. Hello, hello. Okay, so can you guys see my screen? I guess yes. Can you guys see my screen? I'm sharing my screen. All right. So let's talk about game programming roadmap. What a game programming, if you want to be a game programmer, what's the path that takes you there? Okay, and what is needed to take you there? So first understand what is a game engine. Okay. Everything starts with a game engine. So when I first started my game dev journey, I had no idea. I had a little bit of knowledge. I was in college and just like you guys, I had no idea. For some of uh, you guys might not have idea how to be a game programmer and what is the first step. The first step that you have to take, right? And just for that, I didn't know about anything, and I just started creating my own game engine, and that was very stupid. Okay, I'll tell you why. So, game engine is a system. It's what's an engine actually? An engine is something that takes a lot of inputs and gives a particular output. Right? That's engine. Where if we talk about uh, petrol engine or vehicle engine, what it takes fuels, it takes airs, proper composition of that, and it delivers the output. Game engine is something like that as well. It is a system where all the different kind of components give their inputs, and at the last you see the final. For example, audio engine. Sorry, audio engine. So every game has games. How audios are implemented. So in a game engine, there is an audio engine component that takes the audio inputs, taking it from mic or even delivering it to your speakers or whatever output sources you have, output or input. But it takes the input, process that input, convert that input into a meaningful machine language, and then do some calculations, and then delivers you the output in human understanding. Right? That's come the audio engine. Then comes a rendering engine. Rendering engine is an engine that is responsible for rendering all the things that you see, all the visuals you see, all the 3D world. In a 2D screen, you are seeing a 3D world, right? So converting a 3D space into a 2D space. Uh, then comes processing of pixels, how this game will look for every other screen resolution, and such kind of thing. One component is scripting system, where what code you will write, how it will be interpreted to the machine. Because what is your writing a program, how it will be converted into machine language, and how machine after the compilation, how machine will proceed, react to it, and how all those scripts will work together, all the other components will work together to give you the final degree, right? Then comes the input system. Input system is one of the major component. Let's say there is just one game, right? Let's say any of the game, GTA 5 or something, and you can play it on Xbox, PS4, and your PC. If you take San Andreas, you can play it on mobile phone as well. All those devices have different kind of input systems. Some use keyboard, mouse. Some use touch screen. Some use controller. So input system is a component that takes uh, inputs from all the other devices, process those inputs, and then you can work on those input, calculate those inputs to achieve your final determined output. Right. And then comes the AI systems, memory management, and other small, not small, required and important components. Like if you have textures in your games, right? Let's say COD Warzone has kind of 100 GB of game size, so 100 GB of data actually, and 90% are always textures, and what you see. Visually, that takes a lot of memory. So how those assets are managed properly? Because 100 GB of data, if not managed properly, it will be a total mess. Right? So, so this is a game engine system looks like, and game engine system is mostly about how different other components work with different kind of other kind of lower level of machine language, and gives you the final output. Like input system has to deal with hardware like controllers, right, and everything. So it's something like that I uh, I give you a task, and I give you a task to find some resources for me and just give me the exact thing which is needed me for to process. Like input system, I just need to know whether what is pressed. Is it a command for moving forward or is it a command for moving backward? I don't care about where it comes from. Is it came from mobile? Is it came from a keyboard or is it came from the controller? So game engine is a mediator between your game and the hardware. Okay, or the other hardware or other required things, right? So game engine mostly work as a mediator, and it is a system where you can build your games. Is it clear? Shall we proceed? Any doubts? I guess there's a little bit delay in my screen. All right, so let's take it forward. So that's what a game engine looks like. Now, types of game engine. Once you decide that what your game engine should look like, what type of component it should have. Some game engine might have additional components. Some game engine might not have in early development, might not have such complex system. So based on your requirements and everything, now you come to a point that where you decide this is what my ideal game engine should look like. This is what I should be working. Then comes the decision where you have to choose what game engine you have to choose and you have to work on depending on your requirement. So we can see there are a lot of game engines. Most famous ones are Unity, Unreal Engine, and currently Godot. There are other game engines as well. Some as web-based game engines. Some are very like high performance game engine like CryEngine. Studios like Rockstar Games, Ubisoft Games have their own engines because they create their game according to their requirement, and they have that fund that they can invest on creating a such game engine, because game engine creating a game engine is a long process. It takes time, and it also a very specialized field. It is not something for a fresh or something. You can start with it, but yes, it is a lot complex thing. Okay, so once you decide what your game engine should look like, if you say that I want to mostly work on mobile games and all, Unity and Godot can be a best thing for you because these are lightweight uh, game engines and perform gives every type of uh, utilities that you want in your game, and you can implement almost everything that you want. If you want a very high visual looking game, like a very AAA quality, the lighting should be realistic and everything should, your game is mostly about visuals. You want to give users very aesthetic user experience and visuals, then you can use an Unreal. Unreal Engine is a very uh, vast and very uh, like a very vast engine where you can perform a lot of things. It delivers a lot of options, and it also has a very realistic looks and aesthetics. Okay, so after you choose a game engine, what are the careers? Let's say you choose your engine. What are the career options for you? What you can do as a a programmer in a game industry. So there are a lot of things, and obviously, once you choose your game engine, it also comes with languages. Like Unity works on C Sharp, Unreal Engine works on C++, and I'm not sure about Godot. I think it's C Sharp or C++. So yeah, so Unity, Unreal Engine. After you select a language, so what are the career options? Career options we can see is gameplay engineer. These are the uh, core fields. And gameplay engineer is someone. First, just look at the chart. What are the things here? Technical artist is more of a specialized uh, role, but I just added it because it is very common and very demanding in India as well. So, but technical artist is more of a barrier between an artist, not barrier, a mediator between an artist and a programmer, right? Its job little bit matches with graphic programmer, but yeah, for technical artists, you have to be a knowledge of art as well. So, if you have someone who likes enjoys problem solving capabilities, solving the problem, finding challenges, but you also have a creative and artistic values in you, and you also like visuals and creative and artistic, then technical artists might be a very good fit for you. See a little bit about all those fields. Gameplay programmer. So gameplay programmer basically focus on the gameplay mechanics and processing the inputs, the game rules, how the player will react to the world, what the player world would look like. If you're driving a vehicle mechanics, lot of things. If you're shooting a gun, shooting mechanics, everything about gameplay is gameplay mechanics. Skills you need, C++, C Sharp depends on what engine and language you are working on. Game engines you can choose of this. And then comes the skills. Skills requires data structures, problem solving capabilities, 3D math, and software skills, game design principles, and understand user experience, how the user feedback, how the user will react to each of the mechanics and all, right? So this comes into a gameplay program. Then we comes to engine programmer. Engine programmer is just someone who creates the engine, just like someone has created Unreal, someone has created Unity, and it's just create a new engine. But even in Unity, you can add and do a little bit of thing in the engine. So working on engine, game engine is all about engine programmer is all about working on game engine. So you can see the focus depends on game engine core functionalities like adding and removing the components, just like the component we saw earlier, and also enhancing the engine capabilities for rendering, physics, input, audio, and more. Just all about that comes into a engine component. Skills you need is again C++ because these are the APIs you have to use. DirectX, OpenGL, and Vulkan. These are the most common and famous APIs you can work for graphics. DirectX is for Microsoft. OpenGL, I guess, is open source. And when I said that I started with making game engine at the starting, I was naive, I was stupid because this is a very complex task and it is mostly not a one-man job. People do it one-man job, but it takes a lot of time and also expertise. So I worked on a little bit of both DirectX and OpenGL. So I have an understanding of these two, DirectX and OpenGL, how things are done behind the scenes, right? Then you need a skills of how system programming is work, like memory management and performance optimization. As I said, the engine programming mostly deal with the hardwares. Just like if you're working on a rendering system, rendering component, then you have to deal with monitor, how different type of monitor resolutions should render the pixel, should show the visual. If you're dealing with inputs, how each of the input devices should give the input, how it should collaborate, right? So you have to know about memory management and also hardware management, how things are done, system programming, how system programming is all about that, how systems are react, and also cross-platform development for adapting engine for different platforms. Okay. This is a very just brief about an overview how these fields are look like. Okay. I'm just trying to deliver it as simple as possible because a lot of you might not have a programming background or something. So I'm just trying to give it as simple as possible. Then comes the graphic programming. So graphic programming, in every game you see a VFX and effects, like you see a smoke effect, or you see some kind of game. If you have played Borderland, the rendering looks different. Some games have just black and white theme. Some game have very let me just show you. So all this effects, all this lighting you're seeing, the color, the saturation, if you see this image, you'll see there's some kind of artist borders and something added there, some kind of, uh, tunic, a more comic style art style this looks like, right? If we go to Fortnite visuals, Fortnite visuals are mostly artistic, cartoonist, and this type of visuals you see. But if you see something like COD Warzone, then you'll see realistic graphics, a lot realistic graphics. If you search Ghost of Tsushima, you will see a lot of things like this grass movement and this kind of effect. This doesn't comes into main gameplay where the grass is moving according to the wind, how the renderings looks like, how the environment looks like, how the pixels. If you see here, there's a lot of uh, uh, color difference here. If you see here, there's a hue added and everything. So just like that. So this is all about graphic programming, where you have to deal with how graphics will be rendered, how graphics will be seen visually. So if you go into this, you can see creating and optimizing visual effects shaders. Shaders is just a program that runs in your graphic GPU, graphic processor unit, and shader is used for rendering, right? Because if you know, graphic CPU cannot handle this much task. And if I just open a calculator and if I just simply just write a normal resolution 1920 into 1080. So these are the total pixels that exist in your 1920 by 1080. And every time, every frame, let's say if you get 60 frames per second, so it's somewhere around 2 million pixels. So, yeah. So let's say if you get 60 FPS in 1 second, it means every frame is taking 0.01 second. So computer has to process 20 million pixels every 0.01 second. This is something that is CPU is not capable of. That's why we use GPU, because GPU can do all that stuff very easily, and it is far better in using parallel tasks than CPU. So shaders are just code that runs into your GPU. Okay, and shaders are the one that tells GPU how to render, how to show pixels. Okay, how the pixels will look like, what effects and everything. So that comes into graphic programming, shaders, working on shaders, rendering, and everything about visuals, how everything comes into your screen. Then again comes high high quality graphics and efficient rendering performance. Efficient because obviously 20 million pixels, if you have to do it 0.01 second, obviously it has to be optimized, right? Else you'll see a lot of lag in your game. And that's why Unreal Engine is not perform well on the mobile devices, because Unreal Engine do works concentrates a lot on the visuals, and for concentrating a lot on the visuals, they need better hardware than what it takes in the Unity. right? Because a better hardware means a better capabilities and better processing, right? Then comes the skills. Skills you will need is HLSL and GLSL shader languages. Same graphic APIs, DirectX, OpenGL, Vulkan. These are same in here because even in engine programmer, you have to show a window, right? In a window where you can draw it. Okay. So engine programmer also has a rendering system, and rendering system also has to work on this DirectX and OpenGL. Then comes the some theories and knowledge about how lightings would look like, color theory, and uh, math like metrics, determinant, and a lot of trigonometry, uh, matrix manipulation, and uh, complex numbers, quaternions, Eulers, right? Such kind of concepts that will be. Graphic programming is mostly about maths. So yeah, you need a very good math and knowledge and interest to work on graphic programming. Then comes next, if we go into the AI programmer, every game has AIs, NPCs, how NPCs react. Like in San Andreas, GTA 5, you have NPCs, different kind of NPCs, police, ambulance, normal people walking around. Or for games like Sekiro, you have NPCs like normal NPCs. Then comes the boss, their behaviors. So that comes with AI programming. So focus is mostly about artificial intelligence, how the decision trees and of the enemies, AIs and NPCs. Okay, how they will react, how they will make the decisions. So that is what a decision tree looks like. That you have some decision tree, and based on some calculation and something, AI system leads to some of the decision that at particular moment this decision it has to take, right? For example, if you come into a radius of NPC, then or the enemy, it will start chasing you. If the range is now reduced to its attacking range, then he will start attacking you. But if you go out of that zone, then it will be let's say if you go out of a cooldown radius, then it will again start making doing the patrolling and just move around its patrolling points, right? So that's a very common example and very simple example of the decision tree and behavior tree. Skills you will need is obviously the language, behavior trees, state machines. These two are concepts here. Pathfinding algorithms, like how the NPC will chase uh, the player, and it is very required. This pathfinding algorithm is very important. We'll discuss this in just next 5-10 minutes. Then comes a little bit about how the AI, little bit knowledge of not little bit, but vast knowledge about how AIs react and AI systems and lot of algorithms that can simulate AI behavior. Network programmer is all about creating network APIs and network systems for real-time and multiplayer games. So if you want to be something who wants to work on multiplayer games and all, then you can work as a network programmer. The skills you will need is concepts related to the networking protocols, how servers react, how the data is transferred from one remote location to another location, what is the protocols there, and everything. Okay. The frameworks you can work is for the Unity, it is Photon, and for Unreal, it is Unreal Network. Okay. Then comes the skills, same according like for the network, load balancing, scaling, rerouting the data, and if one server is busy, then you have to find the data from the second server, so all kind of stuff. If you are waiting for a long time in your lobby and you are not finding the match, then it will server will your networking algorithm will reroute it to two different region, and you can find a match in the different region, right? So if you want to change a region, want to work play on different regions, Asia, EU, Middle East or something, you can change a region, and then your networking system will take you to that region and will connect you and queue you with those players who are playing on that region. Then it comes the tools programmer, where you have to create tools for uh, other team members. For the designs, you have to create a level design. For programmers, you have to create some extra programming tools and that kind of stuff. So this is a little brief about everything. There are more fields as well, but these are the most common ones, and these are the very common and very demanding, mostly demanding as well. Others are a specialized role. Let's say we are a developer, technical artist, and these are something that is depends on the requirement. So yes, so let's come. So this was about career. Any doubts till now? Any doubts? Please explain about game optimization. All right. So uh, what do you like? It is a very broad topic. Like what do you know about the game optimization? What exactly? Like what is a game optimization, or what is a requirement, or how do you do it? What do you want to know about it? It's a very broad topic. All right. So now we will go to see what is required to be a developer. In the particular fields, you might have seen a particular kind of specialized skills. Like for AI, you need a lot of algorithms and concepts that can little bit can show. Just give me a minute. So uh, yeah, so AI programming is about needs and skills that is required for creating decision
अंशुल
tree.
आपका मिरर इफेक्ट आ रहा है. It's like a infinity mirror in the screen.
Oh yeah, it's I'm sharing the screen.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So gameplay programming needs data structures and 3D math, normal math. Engine programming deals with engine programming gives you software
Your screen is
skills.
not sharing, Anshul.
It is not sharing.
No, you are sharing infinity mirror.
No, no, no. I am just looking at this. I will just go
Ah,
into the next slide and then share it. Right now,
right.
I'm just
Okay.
looking at the chart. I can just stop sharing for now.
That's better.
Yeah. So, yeah, so engine programming deals a lot about software design. You have to be very good, and you should be very good in making the software, how those different components should work together, right? If you're not probably not cannot do the software architecture properly, then you might mess up the whole system and everything will be just messed up. There will be a lot of bug, so you'll need a software architecture concepts as well. And if we talk about graphic programming, then it revolves a lot around the maths and how you have to do math stuff and convert those maths things into your screen. Because let's say, just for example, if some objects exist in a world, right? So it has some basic probability properties like a position, orientation, rotation, and a scale, right? So such things you have to convert it into, if you move it, then you have to convert those math coordinates into different kind of, because now just see world is a coordinate system. It's a graph in xy plane or xyz plane if you make it more complex. And if you move one point to one place to another, then you have to work on the math behind it, the trigonometry, the coordinate system, and everything around, right? So these are some skills that is required. Now we will see that if you are learning Unity or game programming, what are the things that is always needed? And this is a checklist that it should always contain. If it is missing something, then you will be missing out some of the skills as well. So now I'm gonna show you what it takes to be a wizard. Okay, if you're learning, if you're self-learner, if you're learning from some courses or anything, you can check whether what is the scope of that course, what is the curriculum, what it looks like. If it is a 1 month course, if it is a 2 month course, what it looks like. Does it actually takes you to there what you want to be? Does it actually creates you a wizard, a professional, someone who just enter into an industry and everybody praise him that he is someone, he loves his work and he is someone who knows his stuff, right? Game programming and game development is mostly followed, I believe, is mostly followed by someone who are very passionate about it. Because rest of all, just following the other fields of software development like just everybody else. I did the same as well. I come from a BTech background, but this is something I was very passionate about. I drop out of college placements, not college. I drop out of college placements and pursue it because I wanted to do. So this is a field of passionate people, and when passionate people gives passion to something, it becomes magical, right? So if you want to be a wizard, someone like that, so what it takes, what it needs to be done, okay, what it needs to be like that. Okay, so Unity program, this is what a course should look like. This is our curriculum, G2M curriculum, and we have divided into 3 parts because not every concept we can just throw it at the starting of you. If you are someone who don't know anything about programming and all, the first thing we need is, I'm sorry, I'm not sharing my screen. All right, just can you guys see my screen? Can you guys see this course? Just let me know if it is sharing properly or not. Just a message if you can see it. Yes, okay. I'll take all the questions at the last, okay? We'll just look at it just 15-20 minutes, then I'll take all the questions, okay? Internship, and someone asked about game optimization, and if you want to be everything, how can you do, what field you can choose, just after 15-10 minutes, okay? So this is what an ideal course should look like for the Unity. And if you guys can see it, we start with slope. We have divided into 3 volumes. First, we will tell you how to download Unity, how to what tools you will require in addition of that. We'll give you basics how games work, just like a brief I've given. Game engine, just what is a game engine, what, why we need a game engine, right? So we'll go a lot deeper into this. We will see how the basics of the Unity, how the editor works, how this the properties of any object that exists in the scene, like position, rotation, orientation, and the scale of it, the size of it. Okay, then we see how to create inputs. We will see how to import assets. If you're just a game programmer, you don't have any artists around it. How can you?
Anshul, hello. Can you zoom
Yes.
in a bit? It's not visible for the viewers.
Okay. Is it better now?
Yeah, I guess zooming in only on one section at a time will be good.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Is it better?
Yes, it's fine now.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, then we will see how to take inputs. If you are just solo developer, you don't have an artist, how can you make your game without artist? Okay, how can you import the assets, and just basics about Unity editor, how the objects collide each other, because you have to be, if you're creating a real game, or something, you need some colliders and all. You have to restrict that. If you're creating any movement, then one player should not pass from each other, right? Such kind of stuff. Then in the second volume, we will indulge into programming. Okay, the first volume was all about just showing you visually and everything how editor works, small kind of small stuffs and everything. In the volume two, we will directly indulge into programming. In the volume two, is learn the programming. Okay, so in the programming, we'll see what how can you how do you program, what a code looks like, what uh, how C sharp works, how the compilations works, what goes behind it if you write it in human language, then how those things are interpreted by a machine, because machine doesn't know English, Hindi, any other language. It just knows binary 0 1. Okay, then we'll see data structure basics, because data structure is the most required skills if you want to be a game programmer, any field. If you want to gameplay, AI, whatever it needs, data structure and algorithms is must. Okay, and also problem solving capabilities. If you are weak at data structures, then you are just weak at data game programming. Okay, data structure is a must skill that is always needed. Okay, so we'll see a basics of the data structure in the beginning, that what is a data structure, array, list, and in the and also in every volume, not just every volume, but in compiling 3 4 topics together, we give you exercise. Okay, we give you a problem assignment to solve, so that you're not just learning theoretically. Okay, and this is very required in programming, that whatever you do, you need a practical outcome. Okay, if you're self-learning, if you're learning from something, you have to create a practical outcome. Otherwise, knowledge is a waste. Okay, everything you learn, nothing will be uh, nothing means if you don't have practical, and not just practical, but practical in a flow, a practical that actually enhance your problem solving capability. You can see the picture that okay, this is the concept, okay, this is why it is there, and a flow, a proper flow, that how, like if you climb a stair, you don't just directly climb to a fifth stair, right? You climb it one by one, and then you see that how everything works, how you are eventually and progressing to the top of the world, right? So that's a proper flow you need. So a proper curriculum is always needed, that uh, just like um, uh, if you are shooting an arrow in any of the direction, it will never hit a target, right? But if you're shooting an arrow in a proper direction and at a proper where it is needed, it will hit the target and you will reach there, right? So a proper focus, a proper flow is always required, right? So in the second volume, you will deal with how uh, how you work with programs, how you can create basic stuffs in Unity. And just like in the volume 1 and volume 2, you will given mini exercise and assignments in middle of these topics. But after this whole topics volume is completed, then you will be given a assignment to create one game project, or a bigger assignment or bigger exercise. In volume 2, you will create a game, and every time for every different batch we make it different. For some batch we ask them to create a runner game. For some other we ask them to do something. By the end of it, if you can see here, it has a about how arithmetic operations, logical operations look like, how you parse the string or anything. And we gave assignment revolving and around these topics. So when you create those assignments, you can actually see that how those all those topics and concepts can be used to achieve what is needed. Okay, and how you can solve those complex problems, breaking into smaller parts, and then combining all to create a bigger picture, right? Then after this comes the volume third, where we go a little bit deeper. Now we will deal uh, programming and Unity together. Now in the volume one and volume two, because if you don't have programming background, first we have to give you a foundation of how programming looks. Once you are fine with it, and in the volume one, we have given you what editor looks like. Now we are ready to combine this together. Okay, now we understand the basics of both of these things, and now we can solve a problem. Now we can put those two things together to create something new, right? So here we will go deeper into more programming concepts and also more into what Unity provides. Okay, we will learn about 3D math, very required in games. We will see how to create a UI, okay, the buttons and everything. We will learn to create animations, basic animations, if because every game has animations and all, and we'll see a do twin, which is also used for animation. And we will first do the Unity animations, because Unity animations is you in simple terms you can say that do twin animation is far better as a programmer and gives a lot more freedom for the animation. So that's why it is needed. The flow is needed. First, do something. You'll just do it, and then you'll know what is the problem with it and what I can do better. Okay, and when you learn about do twin, then you'll see that okay, this is the problem and this is how you can solve it, right? Concepts, if you know about the concepts, it is fine, but it's also required that you know the difference between the concepts. What is the difference between two, where what is needed at what time? Okay, just like you choose an engine depending on your requirements. Do I have to use Unity or engine, right? Both are great engine, both are very well known and popular engine, and both are exceptional in their own categories, but you have to choose according to your need. So that is also required in smaller stuffs and programming as well. If you have two things, you have to decide what is the drawbacks of each of them and what is needed for your requirements. Then we come into intermediate, and intermediate is mostly about software skills. Okay, software development, the concepts which makes you a good programmer. Everybody can create a game mechanic. Okay, everybody can make a game. If you are learning self-learning, you can do it in just a 1 month or 2 months or 3 months. But what makes you a professional? That is what is needed here. Okay, everybody can create a game, and if they extend it and if they like the game and then extend it, make it broader, then they will see that now their game is laggy, it is full of bugs, and it is not well designed properly, and that's why nobody's gonna like your game. Okay, so having the knowledge of algorithms and all is fine, but creating it and in a system that no other algorithm should conflict with it and everything should work fine is comes under software development. And the intermediate, we focus mostly on that. We learn a lot about go into intermediate details of uh, Unity as well. And we also see a lot of complex algorithms. And we also see software design, software architecture, and we also see some of the design patterns that helps you to deal with common problems. Okay, so here we will see animation controller boundary, where you can create your NPC with animation like walk, shooting animation, or running, jumping animation, such kind of thing. Then we jump into AI features, where you can learn about pathfinding basics and language, because NPC has to follow, right? If player is situated here, you are here. So AI, and there are blocks behind it. So AI has to know how he can reach you, right?
So, sorry to interrupt. So one question here to the audience, guys, is that have you seen this stuff on YouTube and Udemy? That's my genuine question. Like, I want to know if how many of you guys know that this stuff exists? How many of you guys know that you need to learn this? And how many of you are actually learning this from wherever? Because several of you are learning from YouTube, you're learning from Udemy, etc. Like you need the stuff. Like this is how people make games. You know, people say, "Oh, मुझे triple A game बनानी है, मुझे God of War बनानी है." This is all the stuff that it takes to make games, right? So Akshat says yes, and Prasanna says yes. So where are you learning this stuff? Genuine question. All these topics. It's a genuine question, right? If you have any comments, let me know. But just to tell you guys, when you're learning game programming, this is what you need to learn. This is what you need to get at to actually build. And it's not just like learning in theory. You have to practice it. You have to learn it, and then you have to implement it in a game. All these things. This is what it takes to be an actual game programmer. Okay, I'll remove myself now.
So we jump into AI, how to create AI, and not just that, we go a lot deeper into AI algorithms, how you will create your own pathfinding algorithm. You can find a path. If you can see my screen, can you guys see my Discord? Uh, Harsh, can you confirm if you can see my Discord over there? And
No,
not on the chat. If you
cannot see
can,
your screen. Just a
screen is
second.
not visible.
It's not visible. It is visible now.
Okay. So in this, we have given the assignment. These are the assignments. As I said, we combine topics and we give you the assignments. These are our mini assignments. When I say it is not actually mini, but for intermediate, someone who is an intermediate, these are some small mini assignments that we give you so that whatever you learn, you actually put a practical to it. Just like in the beginner section, you will be given at the end the final assignment, and after that final assignment you will be evaluated whether you are ready to move into the intermediate or not. If you are not ready to move, then we will ask you to give more iterations to improve things. We will guide you. We'll be as a mentor, we will guide you what is wrong, what is you are doing wrong, how things can be done properly. And if you're a gameplay programmer, we'll tell you what is the wrong, how user experience is getting uh, deteriorate here, right? So after that you move to the intermediate, and then you will see a lot complex stuff. And this is one of the assignments where we ask the students to create pathfinding algorithms, the A star pathfinding algorithms. I think this might you have seen in the this one has 3 videos. Let me open this. This one is good. I think you might have seen this in Rahul Instagram as well. And this comes into AI actually, and I saw a lot of comment there actually that this is not AI and all. I have learned about. I have a course on machine learning and AI. I have done that, and I also saw a video, an AI course from MIT, uh, and every machine learning and AI starts from pathfinding. If you find it, so this is also a part of AI structure. So you will see 3 algorithms here. The breadth first search, you can see how much time it is taking to find a path. Okay, and it is not always a shortest path. Okay, you can see it is a broader path. Then comes the Dijkstra, which always give you the shortest path, always. But see the computation it has done. The blue thing circles you are seeing is how much computation, how many cells it has find, and now you see the star. In all the modern games after the Doom or something from 1995 or something, all the pathfinding algorithms you used in a game used A star, always A star. Why? Simple. We'll just look into this one example, breadth first search. You can see how much time it is taking and how much computation it is doing, how many box it has to check to find a path. And you can see it is not even a shortest path. There can be a shortest path. Then comes the Dijkstra, which gives you the shortest path. But just see the time, the computation it has taking. And you can see this is the shortest path, very close to the grid obstacles. And now we see the A star, which is used in the all the modern pathfinding algorithms. And you can just see like a snap, it find you the shortest and also the fastest path. Shortest and fastest path. Okay. So you will see this implementations of this as well. All the algorithms, all your learning, the software design, even the software design. If you're an intermediate and you implement this, then mentor asks you to create, not just create algorithm. We don't say that, hey, you just create algorithm and just dump it. You are an intermediate. You are someone who is more than beginner. You should behave like that. Okay, your skills should show that you are an intermediate. So we ask you to create a algorithm, but we also ask you to create it with a proper software architecture. If it is not fine, then we will not pass you. We will not make you move to the next stage. Okay. So we push it. We push you to be what it is, what it takes, what is needed. Okay. So this is about intermediate, and this is everybody's know this is a 1 year program, and the courses and everything you find online and all. Uh, Obviously, this much course it also has an advanced section, so this much cannot be done in just like other courses of taking 2 3 months or 48 hours, uh, 48 hours course or something, right? This is something, perseverance, consistency, dedication. That is what takes to be an expert, right? And it takes a little bit time, right? This is something not for 48 hours course or something. If we take a 1 year, we make sure that it is worth for you. You can see here this algorithm. If you put into in your portfolio, you can be someone who can be considered as a equivalent to someone who is in the industry a self runner and who is there for like 2 3 months. I'm not saying for everybody, obviously there's an exception, but generally I'm just generalizing. If after this, if this guy has put this algorithm or something in his portfolio, he can be equivalent to someone who is working in the industry for last 2 3 months. Okay, this looks simple, but this is a very complex algorithm, and it is glass. And once you know how to solve these problems, it is a very challenging problem to solve. Okay. Then after the learning the AI, we will. So in this intermediate section, your final assignments is creating a FP shooter game, your own FP shooter game. Okay. So along wise, just as this is intermediate will start, we will be start creating the algorithms. And every time I put a new topic and ask them to refactor game, and I ask my students to refactor the game so that they know that what they know is the problem, and once they know this topic, how what they can rectify and make it better from what they know previously. Okay, a mentorship and guidance is always very well required because everybody can do stuff. Okay, everybody from learn from YouTube, everybody can create this mechanics, but there's always a better way to do something, and who's gonna tell you what's a better way, right? So in this topics, you will see we start with slow. They will create some mechanics and all, but after some topics like inheritance and interfaces, I will ask them to redo what they do. Okay, we did some do some changes, make things better software wise. So make the architecture software so that if new developers come in, they will not think like what shit is this? I cannot understand anything like that. Okay, just like everybody cannot understand everybody's writing, right? So that's why you do something properly. Like if you want to write something, you type it so that everybody can know. It's the same goes with the code as well. Not just how you write, like what you're writing, how well it is understood by the others as well. Because you will not be working independently always. You have to work with a team. You have to be fit in the system. Okay, you have to be survive there. Survival of the fittest. You have to be someone who can be social, who can be communicative with others as well, technically and everything. Everybody could understand your code. You can work collaborate. Okay. So we also talk about we have sessions in a month or some where we interact with students, ask about the uh, experience, if they are working somewhere, if they have found the internship, how they're liking the work, how their company looks like, and we also talk about industry practice, not just technical. We also talk about soft skills as well. That how do you deal with such kind of iterations and everything, and everything soft skills that is required to be in the industry. Then we'll see a lot some patterns and some optimization tools as well here, object pooling and all, which optimize your game. If you're working on a big game, if you're not using this, then you'll see a lot of lag in your game. Then there are a lot of complex topics, how to save a progress if you uh, leaving a progress, and if you're putting a game and when you come back to the game, then uh, how then all those save progress will have to be loaded again. So such kind of stuff we will deal here. And by the end of it, you'll given the assignment. The current assignment for the intermediate is their own FP shooter. These are the many assignments you can see for programming in the beginner level: environment assignment, pattern assignment, programming assignment, calculator assignments. These are our junior mentor, and he evaluates and gives you the feedbacks that what is going wrong in your assignments, and if there are bugs, how to improve that. We also take the doubt sessions if you have any doubts, and this is the intermediate assignments. Uh, uh, FPA shooter created by one of our intermediate students. Very dedicated guy, very passionate guy, and you can see the mechanics. He has created a FPA shooter with a third perspective camera as well, so you can switch between third perspective and FPS as well, first person and third person both. So you can see the enemy chasing. And this is a small video. I don't know if it has grenades as well, but it also has Molotov, flashbang, and smoke effect as well. That is there in the game. These are the visuals we have asked them to create. We just don't deal with just proper nerdy stuff, technical and software skills. We also want the creativity to be alive. So these are the visual effects we ask the students to create, and there are a lot of submissions, but this is just something video I have just seen here. So yeah, this is it. This is our G2M community, and if you just join here, not in the course, you might not see this channel. But for the people who are enrolled, we have this channels for you. We have divided the intermediate by beginner and advanced, and we have community for the questions as well, where we solve the questions about uh, input system, the pathfinding algorithm issues, and if there are any errors for them. Okay, and students, the community itself help each other. If you're stuck at somewhere, they uh, come and gives you the solution if they know the solution. This is about Workshare, where everybody has created their game, and this is one of the assignments of the beginners. This guy has created some kind of game where the student needs to steal a library key, surpassing the security cameras, people, and everything. Sneak to sleep. This is a game for the beginner assignments. This is one of the game as well. And there are a lot of submission, but this is just the Workshare. But yeah, a lot of submission is just go from the Google Drive, and from there we evaluate. Not everyone decides to showcase their game, but yeah, this is a few of the assignments and work of our students. So yeah, these are some of the visual effects, snowflake effect and all. This is not perfect, and we asked them later to create a more better visual effects. Fire, flamethrower, explosion effects, and these are some basics. And then comes the last advanced section where we deal more depth into the architecture, and we go deeper into the Unity engine. Um, like optimization tools, how to optimize your game, or how to create a boss levels and more complex stuff, more complex physics stuff, and optimization thing that not everything around the scene can be rendered, because that will be a performance taking. So this is one of the technique we use in game programming, that you render only what you see. Just like in the matrix, like if you have know about this theory, that we might also be into a matrix, we see only what is there, and we cannot see the rest of the world, right? Same goes into the programming as well, game programming, that instead of rendering the whole bunch of state, the whole level, why everything has to be rendered and calculated and processed, when player can see just a particular around a particular area at a particular of time, right? So why to render the whole level, right? This is not optimized and proficient efficient. So what we do, we render only what you player can see. If it rotates, if you know about Assassin's Creed, actually there's a technique in an Assassin's Creed where they rendered even the players, the NPCs, only walk and only behave if you see them. If there are NPC behind you, he will be in idle state or maybe disabled, because you are not seeing. But as soon as you move the cursor, as soon as you will move here and look into this perspective, then this player will be live and he will be behaving, while the NPCs and the characters who are behind the view, okay, will be disabled. So this is few of the optimization techniques you use, so that your game is optimized, because a game somewhere around 100 GB and all, and which also has to work around low processor graphic cards and something like 1650 or something, there has to be optimization that has to be done. So we go into that, we learn about solid principles, and this is very required, very required. Once you are experienced around 3-4 experience, you will not be asked questions according to this. You will be asked questions. The first question you will be asked is, what is solid principles? Okay. So because now once you experience around 3-4 year experience, people don't just focus only on uh, can you make stuff or not, but they focus on, can you make stuff properly or not, efficient or not, right? So we can say that after a year or 1.3 months, 1.3 years of course, you will be somewhere equivalent. This is what I feel, and I am very like confident about it. I have given around 30-40 interviews till date in my whole lifespan. I have worked with lot of people. I have worked with people more experienced than me, and after a generalized conclusion, I have come to this conclusion, that after this, you can put yourself someone equivalent to someone who is have a experience of 3 to 4 years of experience. Okay, somewhere who has a knowledge, generalized, not exceptional, but generalized, who is someone generalized, that someone who has a 3-4 year experience is, you are equivalent to someone like that. Okay, so I think that's it. We'll data structures we'll see in intermediate, we'll see in advanced, we'll see it everywhere, because as I said, it is most important. All the algorithms you see here, these are pure data structure. If you have gone through my portfolio, this is the least appealing project you will see in my portfolio, and this is why I put in the last. We also talk about how to create portfolio and what is a good portfolio. Okay, so we'll talk later in detail, but yeah, what I've done is the best looking project. I've put it in front, because the first application that you apply for reaches to the HR. Okay, and people who might not be understanding the complexity between behind the scenes, the algorithms or not, they mostly care about what the game aesthetics looks like. Okay, so that's why you should put the better looking projects at the front, because mostly that is your what you'll be based at the starting. Its first impression is the most important impression, but I would say this is the most complex thing, not most complex, but this is something I have worked on in my college days. And in my college days, it was the most complex thing, and it was the best project, very interesting project, very complex. I solved a lot of problems there. And after the end of the project, making this project, I felt a lot pleasure and passion in my game. Okay. This was the early video. This was in my other laptop, so I lost it. But yeah, so this was the early development of that, and this deals with a lot of data structure. If you see behind this progress, you can see lot of in the console, lot of things is running. This is running every frame. This much of calculation is running every frame just to simulate this. And just as I said, the graphic programming field, this is not made in Unity, but made from directly from graphic programming SDKs, just like OpenGL and DirectX. There are other SDKs as well. So this Windows was, and this was made on C++. Okay, I used to program in C++. So these are the problems you will be solving, and this the algorithm I use behind it, Barnset algorithm, is also used in all the game engines for collision detection. Okay, so I think that's it. Any questions, you guys? For me, let's take the questions, and I think that's it for now. This is how the ideal roadmap should look like. I'll be stop sharing my screen. And now I'll be taking up questions from you guys. First, I would like to know how was the session. I know it doesn't actually deal with showcasing just like the last masterclass. I was actually uh, doing the practical, showing how things work. This was all about verbal and a roadmap. So I want to know how was it. Did you get to know about something? Does it clear your doubts? Does it help you making decisions? Because when I started, I didn't know anything. I know when I was in 11th, 12th class, I wanted to be a game programmer, but I had no idea how to be a game programmer. When I go into the college, I know a little bit about it, but I was naive. I didn't know how to create it. Then I learned about it, and then I get to know about lot of stuff. I know about the career options and such like that, right? So I would first like to know that you there's a lot of you guys as well who might not have a who are just passionately driven but have no idea how to take the first step. So does it help you to take the first step? Like what is the first step you can take? All right. Okay. Learn new things about the profession. Okay. Like all right, so now I'm ready to take questions. Yes, so I will give a little bit about as well. Beginner is just about making things, just not thinking about how is it perfect or not. Just make it real. The most important step you take sometime is just taking a step, just moving forward without knowing where it takes and whether it's a right path or not. You just take it. That's the first step, right? So beginner is all about taking the first step, just dealing with the problem, just dealing with it. Then there comes the intermediate where you deal it and you process it, you understand it, and think about you process it and you think about that what's the difference, what's the first thing I was doing, and what's the difference and what is better. Okay. Intermediate is something that will put you into a question to yourself that what you are doing, and you'll everything you create a code, you'll first without just writing, you'll just ask yourself, is it a better way to do this, or just let me think 2 minutes and find a better way. Okay, so that's intermediate, and advanced is just about expert. That just knowing your shit. Okay, just knowing that I have created my FP shooter. I have created complex algorithms. I have created pathfinding algorithms, and now I'm just about going into the deep into the Unity, right? How rendering works. How can I create my own tools? How can I create my own level designing tools? Right? Something like that. Yeah, it's same. It happens to me as well. I was clueless as well. Okay, so
So,
first, yeah.
hello everyone, and I guess this is it for today's masterclass. Anshul?
Yeah, I think we should take few questions, just see 5, 10 questions. I think there are questions some people have asked. So let's just take
Hmm.
3, 4 questions and then we can have it.
Okay.
Let's give them a guidance and uh, actual roadmap of what they came from here. So let's take few questions and then we can have
Mm-hmm.
right.
Definitely.
So I am seeing
Right.
few questions now, and now we are purely questions. So just give your questions, and after that, after 5, 10 minutes, then we'll call it an end. So, what is required me to get into a gaming company? If you're a fresher, if you want to get an internship, I'm just answering multiple questions here. If you want to fresher, want to get an internship, want to get a job, what you need is a portfolio. Okay, portfolio is required, and uh, projects you might be needed. It's just the projects we are making in the beginner section. Even our beginner section that takes 3 to 4 months can help you take the uh, job or internship. Okay, because our beginner course has enough data structures, algorithms, and mechanics that you can create a runner game like a plant and zombies or something like that that can help you take the internship and the job both. Okay, how much to learn is there's no barrier to knowledge. You can learn as much as possible. Knowledge never ends. If you want to talk about the for getting a job, then I think learning about beginner stuff and little thing about intermediate might be enough. But yeah, even the beginner stuff, 3, 4 months, that is all needed for completing the beginner stuff with assignment. And we just don't need give you one project. In the whole beginner, you will be creating 2 to 3 projects at least. And for landing a job, you need at least 3 projects to be in your portfolio. One project will not be enough. So I think for beginner, if you do the beginner, then 3 projects will be sufficient enough for you to apply for intermediate and hopefully get a job as well. Languages and all doesn't matter. It depends what you want to be. You want to be Unreal programmer, then you take Unreal. If you want to be a Unity programmer, you can take Unity. It's up to you. But if you're a fresher, someone new, no programming knowledge, I would recommend you to start with Unity. Because I know I have developed games both on Unreal Engine and Unity. In my earlier games, I started with Unreal Engine. I had a very solid background. I come from a BTech background and I was very good with math and physics, so that's why Unreal was easier for me. But when I switched to Unity, I saw that Unity is far simpler than Unreal. So if you're someone who has not knowledge and uh, doesn't have any programming background, something I would recommend that go for Unity first. Okay. Shader programming also included or taught. Shader programming will be included into technical artist program. But yeah, we cover a little brief about shader programming in advanced section. How to get an internship? You can apply on the LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the best way. You can just connect as many people as you see in the industry, and mostly people just post the stuff. And if you any connections likes the stuff, then you will be also remembered. So best way I find my job is finding it on LinkedIn. Both are demanding because both is a different. Like earlier when I started, Unity is very much demanding in India. But I'm shifting a shift. But I'm seeing a shift in the Indian industry. Now people have funds and everything, so now they are creating their own AAA games and indulging into that. So both are equally important. It just depends what you want to do. Okay, but there are a lot of Unity positions open and all, but the same goes for Unreal as well. And in the future, there will be equal opportunities for both the engines because both the PC market, both the like powerful hardware, the games like AAA games, and both the mobile games, both are equally liked by the audience. Okay. So both are a great option. Start my own company. Does the course also have a guidance for this as well? Uh, if you want to start a company, then we don't talk about how to manage company or something. But yeah, you will know your stuff. So if you are starting your company, then yeah, like you have to be something to like own a company, else anybody will come and just make a fool out of you, right? You should know your stuff. Sure. So yeah, this will definitely help you technically to know your stuff, and then you can start your own company. And leadership, management, ideas, and all those stuff will be in the course. But yeah, you can take the course because Rahul, who is better than giving you the guidance for company who has his own company, right? Rahul has his own studio as well, so yeah, he can give you a guidance as well because he's your mentor as well. Not as a programming mentor, but a mentor is a mentor. Thank you so much for joining as well, Nimit. I am really glad you like that. Yeah, you can get the studios, and it's better if you publish your games, even your personal projects on your some platform as well, Edge or Play Store, someone, because industry companies really like it when you actually uh, uh, publish it, because then they see that this is the final product, and everybody starts at some point, but not everybody completes it, right? So this is the difference between uh, like someone who is actually passionate and who is actually creating a game and someone is not. Because everybody just create a game and just leave it, don't polish it, right? And game without proper balancing and polishing will not be like, just like imagine Valorant having infinite ammo. Would you like that game? No, right? Or maybe the sniper delay is just 0.1 second. Would you like that game? No, no. The balancing is also required so that the user actually likes the game, right? So if you publish it, company sees it that you have put everything to it. You have found it that it is ready to be published and ready to play. It is polished and balanced. Okay. So you company really likes it when you push it into some store or somewhere they can play the game. So when they also download and play the game, they can actually see that how much you have done as well, right? What are my thoughts on Mumbai Gullies from gaming and stuff? What about the like what particular kind of game progress, game journey, what, how to get into game companies? That was the whole roadmap about it. Just start with programming, create some project, apply for companies, and then interview for the companies, and then you'll get into gaming companies. That's the whole roadmap. First learn stuff, then do stuff, and then showcase your stuff. 3 steps. Anything else? I guess no. All right. So Harsh, I think we can end this.
All
And thank you.
right, so everyone, don't forget to subscribe to the channel because we'll be doing stuff like this very frequently. We also have different types of courses like diploma course on game design, Unity programming, and certification in Unreal, and diploma in art courses as well. So be sure to check out our website. And yeah, I guess that's it. I hope you all had a very fun uh, masterclass session. Let's uh, let's see you in the later streams. All right. So bye bye.
All right. Bye bye, guys. Thank you all. And all right. Good luck.